everybody, thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. I have a jumble here on my work table today because this is going to be a project using just one stencil and one stamp. Maybe that's all you have, and that is fine. You can create pieces even if you don't have a room full of supplies. Now, I also have here my paint choices. I have just a gel pen. I'm going to do some scribble writing. I have painter's tape. And a great tip for if you're going to make a boundary is to tear off the piece you want, stick it onto a cotton t-shirt or your jeans, and just get some of the stickiness off. Then it won't stick as much and risk tearing your paper. I have my daughter's blow dryer in case I need to just dry things off quickly. I also have my little Mighty Mike heat gun crafting tool, embossing. This one's from Ranger Ink. It gets quite warm. It is perfect for if you do the Simon Says stamps where you can make your own stamps. Like here's one that I did. This will heat it up. A blow dryer will not, but we're not doing that today. Anyhow, let me set that aside so I have it. Here is the stencil we're going to use. It's just a perfect little stencil. Here is the stamp, and this is from, looks like Green Water or Green River International. It's a really tiny type. I got it at Michael's years and years ago. Any stamp will work. These two just work well together. Okay, so I have my space all taped off here, and all I'm gonna do is just come along the edge and fill the background a little bit, just with scribble writing. And this is just a green pen. I could have used black. I could have used red. I knew pink or yellow wouldn't show up at all. But you can see I'm just breaking up the background. And you know what? I will pause the video and come back when it is full. Okay, so I'm coming down the home stretch here. There's something very relaxing about scribble writing. For one thing, there's no, I hate my handwriting or oops, I spelled something wrong. That is definitely a bonus, but it's a nice way to loosen up your wrist. Okay, so let me grab my trusty paint palette here, my old foam plate, and let's start with, this is just a brilliant yellow. And I've just got little makeup sponges. They work really well. They give you a little more control. They're also very forgiving. So I'm just coming in and going right over my background. And it just leaves a nice bit of detail. Now this is a Stencil Girl Products stencil, for those of you who would like to know that. Let me just put my pink and my orange right on here too. And just start right in. And I'm going right over the yellow. And just creating layers through color. You're not going to have to worry about scraps at all for this one. And let's see, let's put another one right down here. Get a little bit of pink going. Okay, I'm sure you get the idea of what I'm doing here. So I'm going to stop this part and just put some music on, speed this part up a little bit. Okay, this is what I have so far. I still have my paints that I'm working with, and now what I want to do is mix up a couple colors just for those last spots. And you can mix whatever tone you want. There is no right or wrong. I just want something that's got its own bit of interest to it and is a little bit different. So I'm just mixing the pink and the yellow. There we go. And I'm just going to use the same sponge. And I'm going to come right in here, overlapping them a little bit. And it gives me a nice, kind of a salmony russet color, I guess I would say. Not quite pumpkin, but just a shade different, just for interest. One there, and then I'm going to do, I think I want to do a very, very light pink. So I'm actually going to drop a little bit of white onto this, onto my palette, and just make a very delicate pink for the last couple spots. Again, go with your heart. Make the color that appeals to you. Everybody has their own preference in colors. There's that. Let's do one here. Coming right on over. And I think I want to do a little tiny one over here too. There we are. Everything is done. I might add a touch of just yellow over here, brighten this corner up a little bit. Just bring in just a little pop of yellow there. There we go. Let me set all my paint stuff aside because we are done with that. Get it out of the way. I'm going to just use my tool quickly. See, it's pretty quiet. That's the nice thing, but I just want to have my surface dry before I move on to the stamping. And there we go. That is dry enough. I'm going to pull out my VersaFine, and this is Morning Mist. And all I'm doing now is just adding these little daisies. Just all over. It just gives me an extra layer. Adds a little bit of additional interest. You can put as many as you like or as few as you like. Again, it's up to you. Just keep going here. Now this is just in one of my Dick Blick mixed media sketchbooks. They're great. The paper's nice and thick, but not too thick. It takes all the media you might want to use really nicely. Let's see, do I want another one somewhere? There we go. Okay, let me set this aside. Hit it with Mighty Mike the heat gun again. Craft tool. I could use a blow dryer on this. This would be fine. They're just a lot louder, which is kind of annoying, but they still work. Okay, now what I want to do is pull out my word bin and find something to put on here. Let's see, I think I'm going to turn it this way because that's the way my journal tends to be. And I think I'm just going to go with just a very simple creative. I'm not going to fuss and dig around trying to find a word. I'll get my glue stick. Okay, now comes the fun part. I love peeling up the tape. Again, something very satisfying about it. And there we go, everybody. Look at that. One stencil, one stamp, a bit of paint, a piece of text, some scribble writing, and you're done. I hope that you will give this a try. Don't be intimidated by all the fancy supplies. Use what you have. I'm a big advocate of starting where you are, using what you have, and growing from there. So grab your one stencil, grab a favorite stamp, and just get creative. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. Wild Bird Creative.